Y'all, Kurt Sauce here from TGT Webcomics at C2E2. We're here with Don Griffin from Zorphbert and Fred. How you doing today, Don?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. It's a better day today than yesterday.
You know, Zorphbert and Fred, you've been on the show. We've interviewed you. You've been a co-host for the last episode of episode 90. For those that only the two people that actually got to download it, you know, you were there. Eldon quite wasn't. But anyhow, you know, Zorphbert and Fred's been one of my favorite comics that I've read for a long time. You know, for those that have never read it that are actually watching this, what is it all about?
Zorphbert and Fred is basically a comic about two aliens that come to Earth disguised as dogs, and they're here to study humanity and make fun of it in the end.
You've been doing this for a long time. This is really your labor of love, and you know you've always kept everything fresh and interesting. You know, where does that come from?
I think I was just born to do it, and comics for me, webcomics. It's everything that I do best. It's my drawing skills, my storytelling, my humor, everything wrapped into one. So when I do something else that doesn't involve all three, it doesn't feel completely fulfilling to me. So I think it's just one of those things I was meant to do.
And Zorphbert and Fred isn't the only thing that you've actually worked on, and you have a wonderful children's book as well. Tell us what that's about.
Well, I do an illustration for Abby's Adventures. I work with a close friend of the family who does the writing for it, and it's a series for young girls promoting self-esteem, and that it's okay to be you, whoever that is, and you don't have to be the best. You just have to be your best. And I think that's it's great for young girls to be reading that and to have that kind of inspiration at a young age, especially now with a lot of the fluff that goes through typical media, and it's got some depth, it's got some heart, and it's missing from a lot of things today.
Like Twilight.
Like Twilight, yes.
I did you know, Zorphbert and Fred, you're always changing things as well. You're not sticking to the same old format. You're going to the humans they live with. You're going to the crazy kid as well, and you have fun doing it. That's just great to see, and you don't really see that in many webcomics.
Yeah, I think one of the big things, I remember somebody criticized me in the first year of CNF, saying that, you know, this is a webcomic, push it as far as you can go. Don't just stay in little suburbia and follow around the owners. Like, they're aliens, they have alien technology, let them go somewhere else. So I developed the idea of attaching a teleporter to the doghouse, and they can warp wherever they want. And this creates so much more freedom for me. And that anytime I want to have a storyline, I could say, well, I'll just go there, you know, and it's very freeing, and it allows me to write about much more interesting things instead of just the little area that the owners live in, and you know. But I bring them back there for, you know, lighter times and simpler things. So I enjoy that freedom.
You know, for those, you know, C2E2, it's an inaugural convention. You know, you're in Webcomic Pavilion. You got a drunk French Canadian sitting behind you every so often, but which is great. Thanks, Antoine. But you know, C2E2, you're here with Byron. You're here with you know, other Webcomic Planet members. You know, how has this experience been for you?
It's been awesome ever since I started going to a con, even before I exhibited. There's this instant. I'm not typically a super outgoing person, but when I am in this situation, surrounded by these people, everyone's instant friends. Everyone is on the same level. They know what we're all into, and it's just kind of the instant connection between everybody, and it's wonderful. I feel secluded in, you know, my little suburban area. I mean, everyone's really nice, and that's great, but no one quite understands why the heck I'm working on webcomics. What is that? I don't know. You know, so that's kind of the impression I get. But then you get around everybody else, and it's just like, oh, my people! I found my people. So it's a great feeling, and especially at C2E2, it's just opened the Webcomics Pavilion, which is nice to have some respect for once. And they're like, okay, you guys deserve your own little area. Either that or they're trying to shoo us out of the way. I don't know. But I think they're trying to give us some respect and some credibility, and that we are our own section now, and we're becoming a powerhouse, which is, you know, hopefully where this industry is going.
You know, final question here for you, because I know we're slowly rolling down Saturday here, but you know.
Take a beer.
Thanks, Don. C2E2 is going to wrap up on Sunday. Once you're Zorphbert and Fred, a wonderful novel that you've created and you have in print, real thick as well. It's a thick novel, but what are you going to bring from your experiences to this from this convention? When you go back home.
Oh, first off, I'm going to have a huge blog about all the mistakes I made, because there's quite a few, and a lot of tips and tricks that hopefully other people can read and say, aha, that's a good idea, I should do that. I'll try to think of some pointers right now. Number one, I don't have enough freebies. More freebies. They went so fast on Friday, which was actually a pretty dull day, and people just snatch them up like crazy. And the more you can get stuff into people's hands, it's great. And these aren't people that I'm throwing the bookmarks or business cards at. These are people that come by and go, oh, that looks cool, I'll take one. And that's huge, they probably won't go home and throw it away, is my hope. So that was number one. I probably have too many books, too little freebies, so that, maybe I'll know next time how many books I'll probably sell and have more of an idea. I think I overestimated. But I can't think. I know that there was more than that, but I can't think of it right now.
Save it for your blog.
I'll save it for my blog. Check out my blog.
Speaking of which, what's the website for Zorphbert and Fred?
It is www.zfcomics.com.
And your blog?
Same thing. It's all part of all the same website. The kids' book, Abby's Adventures, can be found at www.abbysfanclub.com.
Well, thanks a lot, Don. Have a great rest of the convention, and